Welcome back to the Journeyman Guitarist. Part of the Journeyman Guitarist series is the fact that I'm working on a new record. I'm writing it. I'm going to start tracking it. I have tracked little bits and pieces here and there. And part of the tracking process, I use so much guitar. I mean, all my records are pretty much guitar based. I will set up pedal boards all around me, and every single effect that I have will end up on that pedal board. And as I'm going through the sounds and I'm working through the tracks, I try and work very fast and choose sounds and choose sounds and choose sounds. And I try and create a lot of different things as I'm tracking. My typical guitar chain, it will be one of my amps, a Klon Centaur running into an analog man King of Tone, and I use the Klon Centaur for like the basic guts of every single tone, and then I will hit the King of Tone to lift it for solos and more aggressive bits, things like that. I wanted to expand my drive palette, so over the last few months I added a D&M drive, the Dan and Mick drive from the Gig Rig guys, and then I have added recently, as you might have seen in videos, I've added the Bitor pedal, which is another dual-sided drive that will end up on the board, and they all have different flavors and different characteristics, and they all work different ways with different amps. The other thing that I was very excited to try were the pedals that Paul designed and came out with, because Paul's always chasing the best sounding things that were ever in a studio. I come from an era of the 70s and into the 80s, and some of those sounds, Paul really he's done a lot of work to try and find those classic sounds and recreate them. And recreate them in ways that we can afford them and have them ourselves. And the first one up of what I received in the mail today is the Merry Cries. The Merry Cries is a classic compressor based on the old Opto style compressors. And for me, this is great because it's two knobs. It's louder and more or less compressed. That's really great for me with a compressor. Compressors can get you into a lot of trouble. Guys that are really good with them can master them. I used to, when I used to play in Porcupine Tree, Steve Wilson was just, he had a compressor. I forget what it was. I think it was a Carl Martin, and he knew how to work a compressor on his board. And I always kind of envied that. But anyway, it was always fun to hear him messing with his compressor. So I'm looking forward to getting that on my board, and maybe I'll catch him. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. So the next one is Wind Through the Trees. Wind Through the Trees is a flanger. I love me some flanger. I've always loved flanger. I've had some good ones. I've had some bad ones. I've killed a couple. One that kept getting killed was one of my favorite old flangers, and I actually traded it to Daniel at Gig Rig, and I think I see it in his videos every now and again hanging on the wall, but he could just have another one just like it. But I had to stop touring it because I was just killing it, so I traded it to him. The Wind Through the Trees is pretty rugged built, so who knows, maybe I can't kill this one. And the thing I love about it is it's got dual LFOs. I live in Florida. Bad joke. Anyway, it's got dueling LFOs, not flows, and it's going to give me the opportunity to really try and mix some sounds and try and create some things. Now, I'll probably, because I hear this classic old sound from the 70s, I'll go for that big, long, slow flange right off the bat. But there is a flanger tone that I've never found, and any of you that are Pat Travers fans, again, from the 70s or early 80s, he had that ADA flanger going. And they're very hard to find. It's a very hard tone to capture. And I'm really hoping that when I'm playing around with this, I can kind of cop that old Pat Travers kind of flanger sound on a few things. So wish me luck. I'm really looking forward to getting down with the Wind Through the Trees. Very excited about that one. And it looks bulletproof. I mean, Paul builds stuff. I mean, it's one of the reasons that his guitars tour so well. He understands the rigors of night after night after night after night playing. And the first sensibilities I get out of these boxes are they're built, and you could tour these boxes and beat them up, and they're going to be okay. The last box I've really been anticipating again because, like I said, I wanted to expand my gain palette. And a friend of mine has this pedal, and he loves it and raves about it. And it is the horse meat, and it just sounds adventurous. Again, built like a tank. This one isn't a dual pedal thing like the Bitor and the D&M drive, but it is one classic transparent overdrive. Now, I love transparent overdrive. I don't mind a drive to color it a little bit, but I really love, I have good amps, and I love the tone of my amps, and when I use an overdrive, I'm just using them to tighten up and gain it up a little bit, and then I'll stack it for a solo. Or depending on the type of the solo, I may just want to run one drive into the amp. And so for me, getting this on the board is really going to give me an opportunity to create some new tones, especially with all the different drives. And the way I set things up, I will get a camera out, I swear, and I will go over the way I've got the pedal boards set up, because it's kind of neat. You know, I've collected a couple of Daniel's gig rigs through the years, and I have them set up to where when I'm recording, I can access a lot of tones really quickly. And the horse meat, the merry cries, and the wind through the trees are all pedals that I am really looking forward to getting on the board and trying out. I'm also going to do a video letting you know how they sound as soon as I can make that happen. So anyway, little unboxing thing. Thank you for hanging with me. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff, and I'll catch you next time.